Hey folks, so this is my first recording and I'm going to play through Sagrada on solo mode. So you can see I've got some components laid out all ready to go. So we've got the score track over there and I'll be playing the green board. So I have my token representing me, so I'll be able to keep track of my scores, and the red token I'll be using at the end to keep track of the target score that I'll be trying to beat. Okay, we also have a number of components out that are required for play. So going by the solo rules, I need 2 public objectives as well as 2 solo objectives, one of which will be used at the end of the final scoring. And then I also need between 1 and 5 of these building cards, and the number of those building cards that are used to determine how easy I decide to make my gaming experience today. And then the final component, as well as my scoreboard over there, is my cards for opting the difficulty of the stained glass window that I'll be designing today. So going by the rules, we take one of these at random, shuffle them up, and I'm going to choose 2 off the top, set the rest aside. Okay, so of these 2, which would I choose? So before I do that, I'm going to take these and shuffle these. And I'm going to choose 2 of my own personal objectives. So I'm possibly looking at blue or yellow. So this one's got blue and yellow, so that might be an option. This one only has 1 yellow versus these. It has 2 yellow and a blue. The other thing to look at is how difficult the potential for completing these windows is. Okay, as difficulty doesn't make an impact to the difficulty of actually playing the game, rather the building cards do. Probably be easier to choose a simpler window, so I'm going to opt for this one here. Okay, so moving on to the next set of building cards. I'm going to choose to make my building experience today relatively difficult, so I'm going to choose just the 1 building card. So at one time during this game I have the option of, after drafting, re-rolling the drafted die. So 1 die that's rolled, I can re-roll it. If you cannot replace, I have to return it back to the draft pool. Okay, and then I choose to shuffle these and take the top 2, and these will be my random public goals, which will be how I will gain the majority of my points at the end of my session. And that will be mapped against the target score, which will be tracked on here. On the flip side of here is the scoreboard. So I'll be counting up the target score. So we'll take all the dice that aren't utilised here. We'll go up here. I total all those at the end, and that's the score I have to beat by achieving my objectives. So that's how it works in solo mode. Okay. So I'll be scoring against rainbows, so no repeat colours anywhere along my window. And I'll be scoring for sets of 3 and 4 anywhere within my window. Okay, so let's over here. We're going to move this into position, ready to play. I'm going to move these around a bit so we can see those easily and we can see the board. Okay, so the other thing of course we need to see is the dice pool. So what I'll do is I'll pan slightly across. I'll be able to see what's happening with rolling the dice. So it says we draw 4 dice out of the bag at random. We'll roll those, and that's what we're going to position. Okay, now the normal rules of Sagrada do stand, so have to place anywhere in the outside of my stained glass window to start building. And I'm thinking about what am I building then adjacent to the first choice. So a simple option would be to take something like the yellow. I would take a blue if there was a high scoring blue. There isn't, so I'll take the yellow. And then I'll take, so I can't take this as that would clash, but I want to get as high score up there as possible. So I'm going to take the 3 yellow and the 4, and that will leave the 2 and the 4 to go up. And that's what I'll be playing against at the end. So that's round 1. And it really is as simple as this. We'll just carry on these dice. Okay, so I haven't got sixes next to anything else at the moment. We'll be scoring for 3s and 4s at the end of the game. And we also want nice rainbow patterns. So I could choose to put a 1 in there, but then I wouldn't be able to put a 1 in here afterwards. So I'm going to opt to go for a 6 up there, and that puts 2 points up on what I'll be playing against at the end of the game. Okay, so I need to have a high scoring green down there, so that's useful. It completes, but I am aiming for rainbows across, not up and down. I always forget those minor details. Obviously does make a difference when scoring at the end. Okay, so playing for 3s and 4s. Did for the 6. Ideally I want to be putting a blue down, but I can't put a blue there and there. So we're going to opt for a blue here instead. If I do a blue, yeah, okay. That leaves me only 4 points to go up that I'll be playing against at the end. Okay. So 3s. So 3s are good. I've got lots of 4s out. We've not got many 4s out at the moment. Could use a 2 here in this shading option, so that works for us. Potentially gives us the option to play for the yellows at the end. We'll see at the end how many points we'll get for blues or yellows and opt to choose on that basis. I can't put the red in there, can't put the yellow in there, I could put the yellow in here. 3s, 4s, 6, that'll work. Okay. Let's go with that, so 4 up there at the end of the game. So just show you, reaching into the bag. Okay. So what have we got? So we've got a 4, we haven't got a 6, but a 6 to go in here. Have got a 4, which could go in there, but can't now because we've got a yellow in there instead. Okay. So I'm going to plumb for a 5 up there, working towards my rainbow. But what else can I do? Is the question. Not a lot. Okay, so at this stage, what I'm going to do is I'm going to enact my flux brush. So my flux brush card then says, after drafting, reroll a die, and if it cannot be placed, return it to the draft pool. So I get to choose any of these now. Okay, so I could do that, but really the only thing that's going to help me at this stage now is that being a 6 for here or here, or a 4 possibly here. So I'm going to choose to reroll this. Okay. Yeah. 1 die, and it's a 1. Okay. So can't place it in any of the adjacents. So that card I turn over to identify that that's being used, and they will all count against me, but at least now it's only 1 point against me at the end of the game rather than the previous number. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, looking for 4s and 6s and not getting them, and lots of red and yellow and not liking those either. Okay, so it's really not looking good for me at the moment. I don't have any other building cards, so this is where you really evidences the difficulty level of not being able to manipulate the dice that are drafted or the dice within your window, and how that directly impacts your ability to actually score and achieve this completing the window, but also limit what's going up there that you're going to be playing against. Okay, that generates a target score. Okay, forgive me, but I don't think I can use any of these. So I'm going to have to dump the entire lot onto my opponent's score track. So we're now on round 7. So 3 is 4. Lots of yellows. That's what I really don't want. Okay, again, no 6s. I've got a 4 that I can use. I can put that out here. At least then that enables me to put this out. I really don't want to put it out because ideally I want to have different colours across here. I'm going to put it here just for the perspective that this is a 5, so it will count lower against me, but also if I can score this, I'm more likely not to complete these 2 rows, but I am hopefully more likely to be able to complete these 2 rows. So they go up against me for my final score at the end. I'm going to reach back in the bag, pull out 4 more. 3, some different colours, so that's always nice. Okay, always good to see. Okay, so we want this blue. We can use it there against... we can't use it against that 5. Oh, I thought my luck was changing then. Okay, got no 6s. I can use this 3. And again, the likelihood of me being able to complete this column is getting slimmer. I can use this blue 4 here. This is only next blue 5, sorry. And I'm going to place the blue, the red. You think I'm colourblind doing this? The red die there because it minimises the score that's going to be played against me at the end. Okay, so last 2 rounds now. Okay, what have we got? We've got a blue 4, which we can use if need be. Not got a lot of high scoring. 4s are good though, because remember we've got this score up here for 3s and 4s at the end of the game. No 6s, so we can't complete this row here or this row here. Okay, 3s and 4s. Oops, so that's my 4. I'll use that up there. Okay, what else have we got? We haven't got a yellow in here yet, so we can use that yellow 5, and that again just helps to keep this score against me at a minimum at the end of the game. And then final round, I put out 5. I shouldn't have done, apologies. 3, 4, 4 dice, and this is it. Okay, so all low scorers. So what can we do? Well, we could potentially pop that in there, and then so I'm not going to need 6s, so I'm not going to complete those. No, ideally I want to use that 2, but I can't do the 2 because it's red and the 2 next to it, but I can use the 1 green. So that's it. And that's how you play Sagrada. So in terms of the scoring then, so I've now counted up the total I've got here. So 10, 15, 18 on the yellows versus 10, 16 on the blues. So I would opt to scrap that personal goal and maintain this one here. So let's take these off, being careful not to change the score on any of these dice. And we're going to flip the scoreboard over. Okay. So we've got 18 points for me. Let's add that up on the score track. In fact, let's move that down here. And then we can see what's happening on the score track, being careful not to change those dice. So I've got 18 points for my personal goal. So it's a rainbows. I did manage it here, which scores me 6 points. And I didn't manage it here because I ended up with 2 blues. Okay, so I got 6 points. So it's going to be low score, guys. Okay, so 24 points. And then it says medium shades, so sets of 3 and 4 values anywhere. So my understanding here of how this works is we take out the 4s and the 3s and we form those into sets where possible. There's a 4, there's a 3, there's a 4. And you see there's no others 4s or 3s on there, so I got 3 sets, which is 6 more points. So 24 at the 6 takes me up to a grand total of 30. Okay, so that's it for my scoring. Not great. Okay, so moving the target score die down. Now for me, the way I do this, I pick out numbers that match them up into 10s. So we'll see there, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's a 10 there. There's a 10 there. Oops. There's a 10 there, and then a 3. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 53 versus my 30. And you see the game clearly has beat me without any doubt. And that's it. So that's Sagrada solo play.